Up, and away. The markets have been on fire. I've been trading in the live markets 24 years using technical analysis, and I'm an institutional trader. Let's see what happens next. And Paul, thank you for the cup yet again. Appreciate that. We're going to get going, hitting the market or hitting technical analysis right between the eyes. The bottom chart you look at here is my daily. The upper left is my weekly. Upper right is my monthly. We're looking at the spiders. The thing I want to show you on is the daily charts is the power of these trend lines. Now, we had the rising wedge that we broke on Friday. Big news. We're at 61.8 Fibonacci level right now on a big rally. Thursday, Friday, big move. CPI came out. That CPI really helped the markets go boom. But Friday, breaking that trend line was very powerful for it to do so. We stopped at the trend line. Do you guys see that? It stopped at the trend line, then opened at the trend line. Very important. And the trend line was drawn from those two swings. So if I go to a line chart, you'll see this. And if I click on it, you'll see my nodes. Node 1, node 2. And then let's pay attention to the candlesticks right here as I go back to the candlestick chart. I'm using TradingView. There's a free version of this. There's a link down in the descriptions. But I have the premium. I love how much I get with these guys. But anyway, a lot of bang for your buck for the money, that's for sure. And the link down below is an affiliate link, but they give me about as much as a cup of coffee if you sign up. But anyway, use it or don't use it. It's up to you. But it doesn't hurt or help you in any way, shape, or form. I digress. Anyway, see how we closed at the line, we opened at the line, closed at the line, opened at the line. Why does that happen? Because the trend lines were drawing correctly, and you got to be able to do that. Anyway, things on the spiders looking really good. If I go back out, I go to the weekly chart. Drawing this trend line, we came up, hit resistance, we pulled back to support of the moving average, and we rallied through breaking over the top of this moving average and this major trend line. If I go to a line chart, if I go to a candlestick chart, you can see that we stopped here, we pulled back, we rallied through it, so we have a symmetrical triangle. See that? This could be a jab or a death hook, but to the bull side, a bull hook. Going higher, this could go higher. Very interesting to see. Now, I'm going to jump right to the Qs. I'm going to jump over the diamonds because and look here. We've rallied up on the daily chart on the Qs past a major trend line. We got past that trend line. We rally up to this area of resistance and this area of resistance, and then we plowed through on Friday. Up, and away. Quick look at volume. The last couple days have been solid volume. We are up, and away. RSI isn't even extended yet. And if I go back here to the spiders, RSI, we're not extended. We're only at 60 now. We're really not extended on relative strength indications. But or that's on the Qs. If I go to the spiders and do this, it's not overextended yet. We're up there, but we're just not overextended. So all right, Qs. Now everything looks like it's up and away. Let's look at the NASDAQ Qs on the weekly. I'm going to blow this up so you can see it. The line chart here, we broke down on a support line, or a support line. We broke that support line. We found another support line. We rallied back up. We come back down to that support line. We rally back up. We have a falling 20-day moving average, or 20-week. This is the weekly chart that we're looking at right here. And this weekly chart, if we have a little more upside before we get to some major resistance. You guys see that? Major resistance before we get there. And that's something that concerns me. The other thing that concerns me, I'm going to go here to the Russell's 2000. This is the Russell's 2000 ETF. And this IWM is the ticker symbol on this. We broke down this trend line, and then we rallied back. There's your bullish death hook, man. Boom, to the upside. Big rally on Thursday. Friday, we rallied over a major trend line, but then we closed back down below it. Do you guys see that? it closed down below it. That is where I think we're going to get a good chance of a drop, a short-term drop that could commence. And if I look at the weekly chart here on the Russells, look at this dude. We're right at a major trend line right now. And if I click on this trend line, you'll see where my nodes are, node 1 and node 2. And look precisely where we're at. We closed right at it for the week. Isn't that crazy? Draw these trend lines correctly, guys, and they will do you well. So that's where we're at. Will we blast through? We could certainly blast through. Here, if we're going to blast through, we have to do that now. We cannot hesitate. We have to blast through it right now. And the other thing I like to look at, okay, so again, let's go back to this. On the daily chart on the Russells, we're at major resistance. On the weekly, at major resistance, okay, major resistance. The financials, XLF, look at this on the daily. This is at major resistance, up, 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 and away. Fairly high on RSI, a little extended, guys. On this is the banks, man. This is financials, and really extended to the upside at major resistance. You can see if I go to this, my nodes were drawn from here to here. So that is a major area that we could have a drop commence. But what does the weekly show? Let's go to the weekly and see what's going on XLF. Now let's go to a line chart first. Line chart blasted to so here's, see the symmetrical triangle, big symmetrical triangle, and then we have the small symmetrical triangle. This becomes the bullish death hook. Boom, to the upside, a little pullback. Boom, straight up. That's telling me, and busting this resistance level, that we have good upside opportunity if we can keep this strength going. But we're at major resistance on some of these areas. Like if I go back here, major resistance on the daily chart on financials. On the Russell's 2000, again, major resistance on the weekly. Do you guys see this? Major resistance. The thing I want to share with you is the leading indicator that we're seeing here. We had a drop here on November 4th. We didn't start to see the rally until several days later in the markets. This is let me explain. I'm jumping ahead. I don't want to do this too quickly. This is the US dollar. US dollar has been on fire. We come up, hit our head, support, and then we go into this, and I said that could be problems. When it broke right there, that sealed the fate. When that broke right there, it sealed the fate of this. It dropped, it tried to rally back, and then it dropped, and then when it dropped this, past this trend line, that's just huge. I mean, look at this, support. We broke that support, we continued down. November 4th, was a big drop that of the US dollar. The markets didn't really start to react to that. So this was kind of a leading indicator. You knew the markets were going to probably start to go bullish back on October 21st when it broke that trend line. October 21st. And then it really set itself, the market's going bullish, at least prepped it on November 4th. Yeah, so look at the US dollar as a leading indicator. But we're way oversold right now in the RSI. If this thing snaps back, which it can, it's dropping very fast. Look for a snap back. If this thing snaps back, that means the markets will sell off, for 2-3 days or even a week. I mean, that could happen. So I'm watching the US dollar very closely. And if I go back into the weekly, you can see on the weekly, we broke a major area of support. I mean, that looks so good. I mean, that looks really bullish, but it needs to relax here. Let's just see, it'd be really interesting. I should blow this up, actually, so we can get a weekly chart on the dollar and just really see this. So of course we had this big bullish divergence going. You can see my red lines, red line here on the RSI, red line here, red line here. So if you do this, it doesn't surprise us that it broke down because it was showing us that. I can delete these now. And that was showing us that. We're dropping, but if you look at the weekly, we're not even close to being overextended to the downside. Relatively speaking, it is. Relatively speaking, it is. But it could go quite a bit lower on the weekly. So it makes me not as afraid of this. It could just be a 1 or 2 day snapback on the US dollar daily, which might be short lived. But if you look at the monthly on US dollar, we had a, well, you know what? You guys tell me what type of reversal patterns do you see here on the US dollar. If you're still watching the video, people usually watch 4 minutes in and get a drop off. But you guys are hardcore technicians and geek out on this stuff. If you're still here, down below in the comments, what type of candlestick reversal patterns do you see here? There's actually 2, arguably 3 that I'm seeing here, but it doesn't surprise us that we get this big drop here. Again, this is the monthly dollar. And so this drop, I could certainly see a support level, another month going straight down with the markets going straight up. I could certainly see that happening, guys. So markets look really bullish. A quick look, not long, of gold. Gold, big monthly bounce. Boom! On the weekly, gold broke through all major resistance areas. It's kind of overextended. We need a breather. On the daily, big breakout through all these things, looking really, really good. There's the bullish divergence that played out, which they usually do. I love to see that, and I like to clean up my charts whenever I can. And silver looks very, very similar as the daily rallied up, hanging out of the 50-day moving average, and big symmetrical triangle. See how we gapped over the trend line, and then rallied? Those trend lines are powerful, those gaps. But look how we're right at a major trend line on silver. Major trend line on silver, major trend line on silver on the monthly chart. So something to watch out for on gold and silver. And Bitcoin and Ethereum way down. FTX took a major hit in the markets. And here we are talking about the markets as a whole. A couple things, guys. CPI came out beating. I mean, we're doing really well on the inflation front. The last several months we've been trending down. Inflation dropping. That gave some oomph to the markets. People came flying back in to enjoy the benefits of the economic news. That we have to watch technicals to know if we're going to, continue to be bullish in this market or bearish, because this thing, the question is, will the bears come in and sell into this strength, or are we going to get a big time, a short squeeze taking place? That could happen. A big short squeeze taking place could happen here, and we could be seeing that really, really shortly. So, or it could be actually coming to fruition as we speak. So, a couple things I'm working on the side. Guys, for you guys who have jumped in on our algorithms that we have, so what is that? We're using artificial intelligence, namely machine learning, and I have developed for myself several years ago some algorithms to trade my money for me. Those algorithms I use for institutional trading today. And what I have done is I have some other algorithms that were close seconds, very, very powerful. Those things that I kind of like, that I thought I should offer these to my Grok people in my ecosystem. And I do offer them, and they are worth their weight in gold. When I say this, I don't say that lightly. Everybody and their brother on the internet believes that they have a great algorithm. No, they are trash. And I say that with much humility. And what I mean by that is an algorithm has to beat many tests for it to be valid and verified. But if you want to, I should just show you. Well, if you go to groktrade.com, click on algo, and I recorded a video, and if you want to know about what these algos are, how, and if you want to know more about them, do that. And by the way, there's a way to get, we have a trendline course on there, very valuable trendline course that I give away free with a package. If a person subscribes to a certain package, you get this trendline course free. So that, just a lot of information there. I'm in the process of working with TradingView, just so you guys know, and to get my algorithms, because they don't just allow any algorithm on their site. They have to be on their site for you to be able to gain access to these algorithms to trade them through TradingView. Okay. I am working with them right now in such a way where I can give them the algorithms without disclosing the code. I don't want to give away my secret sauce to this stuff. So it's a balance that I'm working out here, and I'm in the process of doing what they require of me, and me not giving up my secret sauces on my algorithms that I work so hard on and put so much money into getting them created. So we're almost there, very, very close. So for you guys who are already in on the algos, please be patient with me a little bit longer. They are coming. They are coming, and I'm excited for you to have these. They're awesome. So anyway, that is it. And right now, if you're still watching this, I am very interested to know what it is that you do for a living. I was thinking about this. It was last night, I think, and I thought, I wonder what all might, because I run into you guys from time to time, and it's so fascinating to see what your businesses are. If I would be very interested if you were to put just even a creative way of saying what you do in the comments. Just what is it? What's your line of business? What do you do? I want to know. And I always ask where you're from. I mean, you can even add that. Say, I'm a plumber from Idaho. I'm a whatever. So put what you, because most of you guys are male. There's an 85% chance, stats say 85% chance you're male, 15% chance you're female. If you're female and watching these, you are high on the food chain at work or a business owner. But all of you are highly critical and analytical in your thinking processes, and you are engineer type minds. And a lot of you are creative. So you're creative with being highly analytic in your thinking processes. And a lot of you are lefties, and a lot of you are pilots for whatever reason. It's crazy. So I have, that's the demographic. If you're listening to this right now, you fit in that, right? And for you guys, you're going to be middle to upper management, if not a business owner yourself, in the businesses that you work at. And so that's the. So let me know what you do in the comments, and you can tell me where you're from too. I just do that for me. I'm interested in you guys. So anyway, that's it. If you made it to the end, just say made it, or I'd rather you tell me what your line of business is, but you can say made it too. Made it, because only you and I will know that you're the crazy ones that stayed on this long to listen. So take care. See you guys later. Love you all. Bye.